Alright, here's the spot we're gonna work on. All that is just pre-mixed concrete stucco patch. It looks like crap. I need to knock it all down and do it right. This I got on Harbor Freight, about 250 bucks. Makes everything a lot safer, easier to work on. Highly recommend it. You could do it with a ladder, but it's kind of sketchy. Here's the tools you need. Just a bucket to mix the stucco. Stucco mix. What is it? Rapid set? Rapid set, yeah. A bucket of water for your sponge. Sponge, I would highly recommend you getting a tile sponge, because it's got this abrasive side to it more than just a regular sponge side. When you're shaping the stucco, it's easier, and when you go to feather it into your old stucco, it pushes the sand grades into the cracks better, and it makes it blend better. So I highly recommend it. Trowel. And this is just to take off the old patch and clean it up before you put the patch on. And you'll need that for sure, because you can't have any dust when you go to paint and when you go to put the stucco on, because the dust won't let it stick. Alright, let's get to it. First thing I'm going to do is grab these tools here and start knocking stuff off. Oh yeah, and an old bed sheet helps collect it. And hopefully this thing is on and angled right. You can see the old patch. Start in the corner. Yeah, might as well. It's not even on. It's kind of like an asphalt sealer all along here. We can work around that. Comes off. See, that patch didn't work well. Gotta keep the water from getting under there. All that did was keep the concrete from falling off. See where it's loose because it bounces. Alright. Clean this up with the brush. You get the idea. I'm gonna keep going until it looks like this. Try to get this off as much as possible. Alright, be right back. Alright, not sure if you can see it. Knocked it all down. A little bit more came out of that right corner there that I wanted, but we'll work on that. I'll probably do 2 sets in there. Just because it's really, really thick. It weaves really, really thick. Alright, let's mix up some stucco. Try to wear gloves and don't breathe it because it's got lime in it. It's very caustic. Eats away at your skin. Alright. Pretty good amount. Put the water in very little at a time. It really doesn't take much at all. Let's put this up there. He's up there. Oh, I need that shit. You need to stir it. Don't get your bag wet. That's a lot. All right. Have to do less than that. You got about 45 minutes after you start this process before it turns rock hard. That's getting there. If you add too much water, it's gonna be like soup. The only way you can fix that is either start again or add more stucco. Alright, a little bit more. Consistency, you want it to just barely fall off your trowel. Yeah. Perfect. You can always add a little bit more water to it from your water bucket up top. Turn off the water. Hopefully this thing's still filming. It's turned off 4 other times. And I don't know because it's on my head and I'm in the middle of working. Alright. So we're gonna start over here. Don't need the bucket of water yet, so let's move it down. like to work off this thing. Push it in the cracks. Usually you work from the bottom up. That way it gives stucco to hold on to so it doesn't fall off. Doesn't have to be perfect. You'll make it perfect with the sponge. There we go, that's good. You'd normally use a float, and I bought one, and it's just a sponge with a fucking handle. I just use a sponge. And you didn't have as much control with what you're doing or how heavy you can hit it. Or sponge, you kind of move in different angles. You can bend it, squeeze it, get more water out in certain areas. But on the float, you kind of... So I'm going to come back and do more once that's drier. Right now I'm going to go continue down the line. Hit this real quick. Get on there. And you could be a little higher than the original because you're going to take it down with the sponge. In fact, it's probably a good idea. Gives you more to work with. Starting to harden up over there. Alright, start from the bottom. Top. Stop there for the filming. And it's easier to work in sections. Small sections. That way you can get out of the sun for a little bit. this keeps shutting off, so here's what I've done so far. I'm gonna hit it with a sponge. I'm gonna do down here first because it's been drying longer. Kind of shape it like clay. Use the rough side to drag the sand and the stucco into the old feathering, they call it. This is the part I don't see in any other videos I watched. And it made it so easier. Wish they'd kind of did a little bit more telling you about this, or at least showing you. And this brings out the aggregate or the sand. Yeah, I forgot about that. Fills in any imperfections, knocks it down a bit so it matches. Recording? I think so. Now it's recording? Oh, you piece of fucking shit. Hopefully this is recording. It stops every time I do the sponge. So here's what I got. I already did that. The camera turned off. This is what I just did. Make sure this is focused. There we go. Come on. So this is what I just did. And would have kept going, but I ran out of stucco. So I'm gonna hit it with a sponge. Use this to blend it, feather it in the old stuff. And they have like a, well, think of it as like a giant sandpaper block. You can just sculpt it and shape it and move it and get it to where you want it to be. Let's get a little bit more water on that. And they have what's called a float, which they sell separately. It's like this, but the big sponge on the bottom that's not very thick. That's good for big flat areas, but it's not very good for these curved areas, which is what I need to work on. And the water kind of brings out the aggregate, the sand. Usually I do it right after I put the stucco on. This a little bit later because I had to grab the camera, but it's still working. Whoop. That's way wet. Okay, so get the right shape, get the blend. That's it. I like these tile sponges because you got this little extra rough part. It really helps. how fast that is? It blends right in. I think that's it. Just gotta check the shape one more time. Blend it in with my other. That much there. Clean up this rail. Make sure your shape's good, and that's it. Hopefully this recorded it this time. And I'll let it dry. There we go, let's get the try to match some of the stucco work. Boom, there we go. We'll see if this recorded it. Alright, this is the paint I'm gonna use. It's for stucco. I like it. It's really good. Looks good. That's what I've done so far. I'm gonna brush it, put a coat of paint on it. Hopefully this keeps recording. Your fucking horn. As much off as you can. All right, that looks good. Get these down. Let that break. All right. Great, here comes a big plane. Great. out next. This is a stucco paint, I should say. So it adheres really well. And dries really fast. That's a pretty close match to the original paint. Alright, you get the idea. I'll turn it back on when I'm done. Alright, this is my last coat of paint. Well, no, not necessarily the last paint I'm putting on. There's 2 coats of this. I put it just right on the top. It'll come down the edge a little bit. And I'm very happy with this. It really reflects a lot of heat from the sun and doesn't hold on to any heat. I do 2 coats of this. Keeps any water from getting through. Just another protective barrier. So I don't have to do any of this stuff for another 30 years. If any of us is still around. Yeah, I was at a Home Depot and I was just gonna get this tar that's got like silver in it that reflects some light. I know silver just absorbs a lot of heat anyway. And there was a guy who was selling the product and he's all like, "You should try this out, buddy." I told him exactly what I was doing. He was all like, "This would be perfect for it." And I was like, "Yeah, alright." But I'm so glad he was there, stocking the shelves. Definitely knows his shit. I'll definitely be using this on a lot more stuff. Anything that's outside. Anything that can get hot in the sun. I already did some of this stuff. But I didn't want to use it all because I want to make my video for you guys. Would have been done a lot sooner if the fucking camera wasn't stopped turning off. Every time with the sponge. So So I guess I corrupted the SD card in this by opening it up to turn the damn thing off, because it wasn't turning off the button. So I kind of screwed the pooch on that one, but it seems to be working now. Knock on wood. It's probably already turned off and I'm talking to nobody. So yeah, I do 2 coats of this. Go pretty thick on it. And I go just so where it curves down and then it goes straight, so I want to reach there. That's where it was failing anyway. All the other stucco is pretty good shape. It's just failing because of the top part. It looks blue, but it turns white after a couple weeks in the sun. Alright, I'll end it here. I'll show you the end result after I do a second coat. I don't think you guys need to see that, it's just the same thing. And then you get the hang of it. Yeah, you can knock all this out pretty quick if you had some help, but it's just me. I do a little bit at a time. I've already done the whole back, I've already done that whole side, I've done the whole front. So pretty much half the house is already done. Alright, here's the end result. It's been 2 weeks. Everything's dry. The bluish paint in the top turned white because it was in the sun. And it looks good. Very pleased with it. I did this side all the way down. Climb up and take a look. This is a cloudy day. Spider. Scoochy boo. Haven't got a good rain yet to wash the dust off. And I'll be doing that next. Hit that like button if this helped, and good luck with your project. Thanks for watching.